Hey guys, wake up. It's Tuesday. It's time for Scottie the Trainer Tuesdays. And that's how I see it. I'm Scottie the Trainer. Hey, listen guys, I want to talk to you today about something. I want to talk to you about, not shoes, I'll get to that in a second. But I want to talk to you about, are you an employee or are you an owner in your life? This doesn't have anything to do with whether you own your business or want to own your business. This has to do with the mentality of you and of me together in our life. Employee versus owner. Let me tell you a story. So about a year ago, I walked into a very nice shoe store and I wanted to buy a pair of shoes. I believe in quality stuff, quality material that you share. And I believe if you're going to present, you should dress quality. So I went to buy a pair of shoes. I had in my mind I was going to buy one pair. All right? I walked into the shoe store. It was in a nice mall about 7 o'clock in the evening. I walked in. I looked at a pair of shoes. And I noticed that there were 3 guys that were standing around in the area where you check out. And they were talking to each other. Obviously, they worked there. I kept looking at the shoes. They kept talking to each other. Never even acknowledged my existence. I could have been a ghost. So finally, I walk over to them and I go, hey, could I get some help here? I'm interested in purchasing a pair of shoes. They look at me and they never even bat an eye. They go, oh, hey, listen, we're about to close. About to close. 7 o'clock in the evening. It's a busy mall. You're about to close. So obviously, they didn't want my business. I walked away from there and I realized why those guys didn't care about my business. Because they were employees. And let me talk about that for a minute. The attitude of an employee is they do the bare minimum. They do the minimum. They clock in. They'll help somebody if it's convenient for them, if it's in the middle of their shift and all of that good stuff. But obviously, when it comes to these guys, they weren't going out of their way. They just wanted to sit back, take the money in, take it easy, take their little hourly wage, and move on. How many people are that way in their life? How many people are employees in their own life? They just want to do the bare minimum. They just want to do what they can. Just enough to get by. Just enough to get that little piece. And just that's all they want. Not a whole lot. Not going to stretch. Not going to do too much. We do that in our own life. And if we only care about just barely getting by, only doing a little bit for ourselves, not investing in our family, not investing in other people, trying to hoard all we can and then sit on the can and not give anything out to anybody or care about anybody, the mentality is of an employee. So I walk out that store, I go down a little ways and I find a little corner shoe store. I walk in, there's a guy sitting behind a counter shuffling papers around. Soon as I hit the door, he stops what he's doing, stands up and goes, yes, sir, what are you looking for? I said, I'd like to purchase some shoes from your shoe store here. He says, absolutely, let me help you. He sets his papers aside, he comes out around the desk, he comes over, shows me several pairs of shoes. Now, guess what I did? I purchased not one pair, not 2 pair, oh no, but 3 pairs of shoes from this guy's store, right? I got the leather, I got the snake skin, I got the ostrich. I dropped some coin inside this guy's store. So after I was done, I looked at him and I said, by chance, are you the owner? And he said, oh, yes, sir, I am the owner. What makes you ask? So I told him my dilemma. I said I was down the way here at some guy's store. I tried to purchase 1 pair of shoes. They wouldn't even come out and help me. They didn't care. I was putting them out. I said, but I come in here, you stop what you're doing, you come over here, you invest in me, you do what you have to do. I said, now look, you're getting triple the benefit from me. Because you invested in me, I'm investing in your store in triplicate. That's the difference in the mentality of an employee versus an employer, versus an owner. An owner is somebody that's willing to put the time in. An owner doesn't care if the store's about to close. They'll do what they have to do to invest in you, to reach out in you. That's what I want to ask you. What are you? What am I in our own life? Are we employees just barely trying to get by? Or are we owners? Are you at that place in your life where I need to get a little more education? Are you willing to put the time in to go back to school? Are you willing to study to get the GED? Are you willing to invest more time in your family? Are you willing to be the father or the mother or the brother or the sister or whatever it is that you need to be to become the person that you want to be? Don't be an employee in your life. It's your life that's been given to you. Somebody said it's only one life to live. Live it to the fullest. Be an owner of it. Own your mistakes. Own the good days. Own the bad days. Feel the pain. Learn the lessons. And then get up the next day and charge into that day ready to change your world by changing your mind. I'm not talking about owning your own business. Although if you can do that, fantastic. But I'm talking about the mentality that we have every single day. So many people are only employees in their own life. What they do is they only sit there and just barely try to get by. But an owner of their life takes their decisions and realizes what they do for themselves is not only going to affect them, but it affects their family. It affects people that they come in contact with. If anyone ever asks you, what's your goal in life? Let me tell you what one of mine is. I want to be the guy that when I walk into the room lights up and people say, the man is here. Let me leave you with this thought. My grandmother told me something one time that I'll never ever forget. She said to me, son, are you going to a party or are you the party? That's what an owner is. An owner mentality is you and I taking responsibility for our lives. And think about this. If decisions put you in the place where you are right now and you don't like where you are, then if decisions brought you where you are, we can start making some different decisions to head in a different direction. Listen, it's time. Stop being an employee in your life. It's your life. Start being an owner. And I am Scottie the